Hey everybody, welcome to Ask Dr. Testosterone, the only show on YouTube where you can ask your questions to a medical doctor who is also a champion bodybuilder. Show is brought to you by his book, The Bible of Bodybuilding II. This is over 700 pages packed with everything you need to know about training, nutrition, supplementation, PEDs. You get that on Amazon.com. The link is in the description to this video. And while you're on Amazon, you can pick up my book, Real Bodybuilding by Ron Harris. Great book. And now all the way from Athens, Greece, please welcome the good Dr. T, George and Touliatos. How are you, George?
Hello, Ron. What are you working on? What is this?
Well, Kai is teasing us again. He put up a post Friday morning saying, don't call it a comeback. And he posted a flight that he was taking from New York to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is the Manion headquarters, NPCIPD.
Yeah, the guest posing.
Well, I mean, there's a contest in Pittsburgh too this year, the Pittsburgh Pro, the first Pittsburgh Pro Men's Open with $100,000 first prize. So
when is that?
They're both in May. I think it's 2 weeks before May. I think that's first weekend in May, and then New York Pro is
if he wins, he gets the qualification, right?
Yeah, he can go to the Olympia, but he'd have to beat Nick Walker, Martin Fitzwater, and whoever else decides they're going to show up. So take a look. This was Kai. This was the last time we saw Kai. This was 2016 Arnold.
Oh, come on. Yeah, 9 years. Come on. Okay, he was in his prime. And I remember that year he did all the Arnold because he withdrew from the Olympia. Do you remember?
Yeah. He skipped. So he did the Olympia, second place to Phil Heath, 2012, 2013, 2014. Yeah. And that was the last time he ever did.
It was very frustrating for him being 3 times runner-up.
Right. So
and that was the first time I entered the States of this Arnold Classic 2016. But unfortunately, I missed Kai Greene. Anyway, he was, of course, unbeatable, hands down, to win the Arnold Classic. He was very close, of course, with Phil. Phil admitted that he was the #1 athlete with so much density that he faced,
Yeah.
But he had some flaws. People say forearms or traps, but he was a freak in the glutes, in the back, in the posing. Anyway, but now 10 years he was in top shape. Let's say he could be top 5 in every Olympia the past 10 years.
Yeah.
But now he's mid-40s.
He'll be 50 in July.
He'll be 50. I mean, okay, he's a freak of nature. The point is, I don't know. It's a different winning a pro show rather than entering the Mr. Olympia, right?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I don't know what he looks like because he doesn't show his whole physique. You can tell he's still very big. He's kept all the size, but I haven't seen a shot of him in posing trunks. He does guest pose and stuff, so I shouldn't say that, but still a 50-year-old body is not the same as what we're looking at here, which was a 39-year-old body.
Yeah, and I heard that Brandon Curry will do the Masters Olympia.
Yeah, Brandon's talking about it. So, but what about Kai in the Masters Olympia?
Oh, I believe he can win it. Yeah. I don't know if he faced Brandon, but well, he's a top name, of course, even though he's late 40s.
Yeah, I mean, Brandon's not that young either. Brandon, I want to say, is 43 or 44 now himself. He's getting up there. Brandon still looks great, but I think the Masters Olympia would be a lot more exciting with Brandon Curry and Kai Greene in it.
Yeah, but the winner's prize, I don't think it's more than 20.
Yeah, the money's not great. But that's why the Pittsburgh Pro, I don't think we're going to see him there, but that's $100,000. That's much better than $20,000.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm a Kai fan. I've always been a Kai fan. I'd love to see it happen, but I'm not holding my breath.
In Orlando, he was very polite to me. He thanked me for waiting me to finish his talk with Palumbo, and I was waiting almost 10 minutes right after my breakfast just to take a picture,
Yeah. He's great with fans. I've never seen him turn down a fan. He'll sit and talk to you for like 40 minutes sometimes when there's people waiting for him.
Yeah, he's a hardcore New Yorker,
Yeah, good dude. But I don't know if we're ever going to see him on stage again. It would be great, but who knows? All right. Well, let's get into some of the reader questions. We don't have too many today, but this is a really good one because it comes up a lot. A lot of guys are on TRT now, and they want to know, is it safe to maintain testosterone levels between 900 and 1200? So that would be forever. Like, that's my normal T. Like, that is.
Yeah, absolutely. Why not? This
Okay.
is super optimized. This is teenager levels. This is what men in the 50s used to have.
Yeah.
So why not? This is around 200 milligrams a week. I mean, as long as you don't have issue with your red blood cells, even though that is debunked already, and Mogetale says we need to learn more about if there is any problem with hematocrit loading, because it's a secondary thrombocytosis, not a primary. So if platelets are low, there's no problem. If you don't have gyno or if you don't have blood pressure or whatever, why don't you cruise with that? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, typically, what's the what range, what testosterone level as a physician would you be worried if somebody's at like 2000 or more all the time?
Although, I mean, constantly, yeah. I mean, in the long run, if not, I mean, some people are not showing this. In the long run, definitely you're gonna need perhaps phlebotomy or perhaps an AI occasionally. I'm not sure about HDL reduction because you can tolerate this with cardio and with staying lean and with take some supplementation about the HDL. But I think testosterone is not a toxic compound that can mess up your lipids in your liver, just like the anabolic steroids. I mean, the injectable hormone or the transdermal. Okay, so methyl testosterone and fluoxymesterone was how tested. They were super toxic, but both they were 70-alkylated derivatives of testosterone.
Yeah. Well,
anyway,
I just want to add that I started coaching a guy who's 60 years old a couple months ago, and he sent me his blood work. I wasn't going to comment it. I told him I'm not a medical professional, but he says, well, just take a look at it just for reference. His testosterone, he's on, I think, 200 milligrams a week of testosterone sip for his TRT. 1186 total T. His free T was like 150, but more importantly, every other marker was perfect. His blood work was immaculate, better than mine. I'm like, wow, everything, the liver value, kidney values, hematocrit, everything was perfect.
Testosterone is innocent. It doesn't mess up your labs.
Yeah.
People and physicians have to clarify this between synthetic derivatives of testosterone and testosterone itself.
Gotcha. Yeah. All right. Well, here's another question that comes up all the time. What causes TREN cough? And you actually posted something.
Yeah, this is a multifactorial thing, and actually Bill Welling promised me that in the next anabolics he will include my tutorial. So it's multifactorial, but basically it's dual effect. First of all, we shouldn't mislead and think that a pulmonary embolism just because we inject it into a vein is a TREN cough. This can happen with any kind of steroid, okay? Now, Trenbolone most likely has this very bitter taste or very characteristic smell.
Yeah.
Burning sensation because of benzoin, which is an alcohol. Now, benzoin happens to be included among the ingredients of the Trenbolone solution, so it can give you this TREN cough. But most important, Trenbolone is notorious of suppressing cortisol. Cortisol is catabolic. That's one of the reasons why Trenbolone is so anabolic, because it suppresses a catabolic hormone. Now, what's the consequences of that? Cortisol is known to bronchodilate, to open up the bronchi. Yeah. The air, after the air pipe, after the trachea, you have the bronchi. So how you breathe. And if cortisol goes down, then we have bronchoconstriction, okay? Another thing is that Trenbolone triggers inflammation. And one part of this is the inflammatory cytokines, the prostaglandins. Prostaglandins are known to do also bronchoconstriction. So supposedly in a chemical base, this is the reason why it happens. And as an antidote to that, you need a bronchodilator like salbutamol, the inhaler, okay? I have experienced a very serious, nasty Trenbolone coughing of 10 minutes. When I injected, so 1 ml was 200 Trenbolone blend, enanthate, parabolan and cypionate all at once in one solution with 200 milligrams in 1 ml. And the stupid, I was, after the 1 ml, I was going to 1.5 ml. So as I was going from 200 to 300, I expressed this nasty choking, okay? So I opened up the fan, the ventilator, and I was trying to gasp air. And frankly, I thought, I mean, it passed through my mind, I'm going to die.
Yeah.
They're going to find me, you know, like a cockroach.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy because, you know, people use it in prep. It's such a cutting, you guys who don't even compete. It's the big cutting drug now because it does have that ability to retain your muscle mass even when you're very low on calories and doing cardio.
And also boost your metabolism. That's why you're sweating.
Yeah. But it has such nasty side effects, and it's become the #1 drug of choice.
Like Winstrol or halotestin that will fuck up your lipids in your liver. It's not liver toxic. It's not that much lipid toxic.
Really?
But it causes damage to the nervous system, to the behavior, to the sleep.
Yeah.
And also suppresses VO2 max. So you cannot do very well the aerobic part.
The cardio, yeah. I mean,
yeah, the cardio. And
that's important when you're in prep. You need to get your cardio done if you're going to get lean.
Yes, yes.
Wow. So, but I thought that was a very cool explanation that you put up there because people have a million theories, but that's the reality, guys. What you see on that's been on screen for these past couple of days. Okay, so this is our final question. IGF-1. Someone says, I heard that real recombinant IGF-1 is readily available. It was suggested to shoot 250 micrograms in each pec before workouts for localized growth, as IGF-1 is a nutrient partitioner and improves insulin sensitivity. So I've heard that IGF-1 will grow the body part that you put it in. Is there any truth to that?
Exclusively, so this post-workout. But IGF-1 has a similar metabolism of insulin, so it lowers the blood sugar, but you need to be very well prepared. Eat first and then do it, not intramuscularly, but subcutaneously, because this is the safest way to prevent any crashing on your blood sugar, okay? So I was doing LR3 IGF-1, which is very potent, and I was not prepared enough with the food. So I finished my dinner half an hour or 1 hour right after my workout. But I did it intramuscularly in my delts that I was training.
Yeah.
And then within few seconds, I would say less than a minute, I started trembling because of the hypoglycemia. So I ate in a blink of an eye 5 oranges. Yeah, in order to regulate my blood glucose, okay? So eat first and then inject. Do you remember Dallas McGarver?
Yes, of course.
He didn't prepare the raw materials. So also you need a Gatorade, for instance, with your creatine or leucine or glutamine. But first eat the stuff and then let the IGF-1 or the insulin put the stuff into your muscle.
But you got a little garbled when I at the first part of your question. So does it actually?
250 is a lot. I think go for 100 micrograms.
Okay, but would it? You know, it's too late for me now. But if I had been putting IGF-1 in my triceps before every workout, would I have much bigger?
Right after to feed them. We do it workout to eat and then put the stuff into the muscle. Before, I think it's kind of risky. I mean, and also you need the nutrients right after you break down the muscle.
So I'm curious, if it actually causes muscle growth, why don't bodybuilders use that instead of synthol? Because synthol is just oil; it's not real muscle growth. But
synthol makes the job within a few hours. You know.
Yeah, true.
So just before the show, you see what are my flows. I don't have much time to prepare now, so let's do synthol within the last 1 or 2 days. You know, that fixes the problem, but obviously it messes up with the separation.
Have you ever seen anyone that you knew personally or that had a weak body part that used IGF-1 and they made it a good body part, a strong body part?
Well, I don't know if he improved, but I know a pro that we traveled together in the States from Cyprus. He's a pro now.
Yeah.
And he admitted that post-workout, he was shooting the delts in the lats, in the quads, in order to improve any, lack of symmetry.
Yeah. Did it work?
He was very symmetrical, though.
Okay.
He was fantastic. I mean, he won the Arnold Classic amateur as a first time, and then another time in Seville, and then he got the pro card. But he was awesome. He was light heavyweight, and he beat the overall guy.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what it costs. I remember back in the old days, probably about 15 years ago, I was looking into the prices, and back then it was very, very expensive.
Super expensive, around $1,000. Yes.
Wow. So I don't know if it's any cheaper now, but that would explain why more people aren't using it. They can't afford to use it.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, well, that's our show. Just a few questions and some comments on our boy Kai Greene, the legend, maybe coming back, maybe not. And that's it, guys. Want to once again urge you to support the show, support the doctor's book, Bible of Bodybuilding II, on Amazon.com. Pick that up. It is huge. It will take you a long time to read, and you will get an excellent education on all these matters that we talk about.
2 weeks until the Arnold.
Well, as we're speaking Sunday, it's going to be, we're 5-6 days away.
Oh, 10 days. Less than 2 weeks. Yeah.
I wish we were both going to be there, Doc. I wish I was there, and you too. But I'll be watching. It's a free live stream again. I love free. So
we there with Giles. We mean discussing online.
Yeah, we're going to do a watch party with Giles and Big Mike Cox. We're going to stay up all night and talk to the viewers and show the screen and give our opinions, and we should have a good time. Should be a good time. It's late for you guys though, because you're 8 hours ahead of me. Giles is 5 hours ahead of me. So yeah, it's going to end up pretty late for Europeans to watch the Arnold Classic. But hey, it's free. It's not as bad as the Olympia. That's very late. Oof. That's like the next day for you guys.
Actually, Olympia, because it's 10 hours apart. If you wake up at 7, you're gonna see the
judging from like the night. It's still the night before over in Las Vegas. Yeah, crazy. Anyway, that is our show for this week, guys. Please leave your questions below in the comments, and that's it. Thank you, Dr. T, for being here every week, sharing your many, many years of knowledge and expertise. A doctor who talks the talk and walks the walk. There's not many of them on this planet. So we're very grateful to have you, Doc. That's it. Thank you, and see you guys next week on Ask Dr. T.